Where are we going today?
Going to India.
Oh snap!
With the Instant Pot.
You're gonna get inside the Instant Pot right to India.
I got.
What are we gonna do? You make it over here?
Sure. I got 2 cups of rice cooker cups of rice. This is basmati rice, and I'm gonna rinse it a couple times. Supposed to rinse it until it's clear. I don't think it. You're supposed to soak this kind of rice most of the time, but when this type of rice cooker, apparently you don't need to do that because it takes longer to cook than most rice cookers. It has like a soaking step built into it. See all that starch? I'm trying to get rid of that. Do it a couple more times. Alright, see that's a lot clearer than it was. See? That's pretty good. That's enough. Now we're going to fill it up into about 2 line. I put 2 cups in here, so I'm going to fill it up to about 2. But first, to make this cumin rice, you got to have cumin, so I'm going to use like a couple teaspoons of this. I'm going to do 3, because I doubled it. In a couple other recipes I found, they put black peppercorns in it, so I'm going to put a couple of these in there. That's probably way more than I'm supposed to put. This ain't gonna be
So that's just regular pepper?
Yep,
whole?
yep. Okay. And like a couple star anise, since I have them. Hispanic section of your grocery store is amazing. These are all super cheap. And a little bit of butter. I put 2 tablespoons because I doubled the rice. I'm supposed to use ghee, but
You have to make ghee.
I didn't want to buy ghee. I don't know.
You can make it, right?
I can make it, but it's just you remove all the milk solids from the butter, so you cook it down and strain it. Basically, you can cook.
This actually works alright. You might be able to use that over there. I don't know. But this
Stir it, kind of just mix it around, and then a little bit of salt. I'm gonna use like a big pinch, and that's it. If you're gonna do it this way, like in the rice cooker, add about another ½ cup of water for this type of rice. So you need a little bit extra.
Oh, then what you're supposed to cook it in?
Yeah, at the line. Well, that was for 1, so I'm gonna do. I doubled the recipe, so I'm gonna do about an extra cup and about 3/4 of a cup extra. And see if that works. Okay. And then we just put it on regular white rice. Go. Come back in like an hour, and we should have cumin rice.
Okay.
And now we can start. While we do that.
We're gonna go make a roast stuff?
Yeah, we're gonna clean all our spinach and everything up. So I'm gonna go ahead and. Since we got this new fancy salad spinner, I'm going to use this to clean it out.
Oh yeah, salad spinner has been upgraded.
This is about 12 ounces to a pound of spinach. I don't know, depends how much they put in the bunch when you got it, but that's how much this is. It's under a pound. Spinach has a ton of sand on it, unless it's already says it's washed. Because they usually grow it in sand. I'd say that's pretty good. Then we're going to use the salad spinner. You could also do this without a salad spinner, but
You're gonna do it.
it's pretty good. It's not super dry, but that's okay. Should have got another bowl, but this will work. I'm gonna cut this up somewhat fine, so I don't have to use a blender.
Oh,
Okay, I'm just gonna cut this up kind of fine. So hopefully when we pressure cook it, it'll break down enough that it's kind of almost like sauce consistency, but not like super fine. Just throw that spinach in there for now. Stems and all, you can cut the stems off if you want. I'll push those out. I don't know why there's rice in it. It's like when that rice, does that come with it, or why is there rice in
I
it?
don't know. Maybe it leaked out of the bag.
Got some waste, but mostly pretty decently chopped up spinach. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to cook down to mush almost. So it's okay. We got our spinach all cut up, and now we need to cut up the rest of our ingredients. So I'm going to start. I got like the biggest onion I've ever found right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do 1 giant onion like this, or 2 like medium large size ones. Since I'm not going to puree this, I'm going to cut it up somewhat fine. I'm going to try to.
Taste that. I'm like a Williams Sonoma card person now.
You you have an immersion blender, you can cut all this stuff up smaller. You didn't even have to cut up your spinach like I did. But you're gonna blend it all up at the end anyways. Okay, good enough. I'm gonna throw that in a bowl. Now, cut up our ginger, which you need about 1 inch of ginger, which that is not a very accurate measurement because your ginger can be really fat, it can be really skinny. I don't know. People with their ginger measurements don't make any sense.
If you like ginger, put a bunch on it.
I'm gonna put that much ginger. Let's try that. I'm gonna cut off the peel, the root, skin, whatever it's called. Yeah, hopefully I don't cut myself today. That'd be great. I'm starving. I'm bleeding.
That happened to me yesterday.
You can actually, apparently some people say you can use a spoon. I've tried that. It doesn't work too well for me.
Yeah. I end up hitting myself with a spoon and it hurts.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Because you're like slapping at it and then, I don't know.
I'm gonna call that good. I haven't had that problem.
Yeah,
it just didn't work for
I
me.
hit my finger because I kept hitting my finger with the spoon and I don't like that so much.
I'm gonna try to cut it up pretty fine. It'll break down some in the pressure cooker, but ginger's pretty fibrous, so it kind of stays together. You maybe don't want big giant chunks of ginger in your sauce. Maybe you do. It's up to you. That's good enough. That's probably way more ginger I'm supposed to have.
That's way more than it asked for.
But I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in there.
Yeah, it's like double.
I've cut off 1 inch, so
Yeah, just following. I'm just following along.
I'm following what people said. Inch or a thumb, that doesn't make any sense either.
How big's your thumb?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said. That's why they say 1 inch, but that still doesn't work. Now we need garlic. I got about 6 or 7 cloves. I'm gonna press these, I guess. I'll press them because it'd be a little easier. Call that good, I guess. Some garlic. I can put this in later, but I'm gonna go ahead and load up the press. On the same cutting board, I'm just gonna wash this after I'm done. This is the last thing I have to cut up, so. Cut your chicken last, so you don't have to clean as much stuff up if you're using the same knife and cutting board and all that. I got boneless, skinless chicken thighs, because, I don't know, I like them. Bones, it would be kind of a pain in this. You'd have to take it out and skin it, add too much fat. You need about 1 pound of them. That might be a little more than 1 pound. Yeah, it's a little more than 1 pound. That's about 1 pound. Okay, let's cut up our chicken now. We just need it in you can leave it whole right now, but I think it makes it easier, what I've read, to cut it up now into smaller, maybe 1 to 2 inch chunks, kind of like bite-sized pieces. Not tiny, but, and just keep cutting these up in little chunks. After I'm done with this, I'm gonna wash my hands and we'll start cooking. All cleaned up. Let's go ahead and get this started. All right, I'm gonna turn on saute mode and put a little bit of butter or oil today.
I don't know. It's Indian food, but they use butter more often.
They use ghee a lot, yeah. I'm gonna use oil because they use ghee because it doesn't burn as much.
Oh.
Butter with the milk solids that are still in it, they burn a lot easier. The ghee, it's just the fat separated from all the other stuff. I'm gonna put some oil in here. Let that heat up for a second while we get out our spices. There's a mess in here today. Coriander, cayenne, turmeric, and cumin seeds. And that's it. Okay, this is, whoa, I almost touched it. That's getting kind of hot. Almost burned the hair off my knuckles.
Don't touch your finger to the bottom once you get on saute mode.
Yeah, don't be stupid like me. Hopefully you learn from my mistakes.
Oh,
I'm gonna do they said to use cumin seeds first, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Saute them first. So I need about a ½ teaspoon. So I'm gonna use, that's pretty close. You're gonna fry that in the oil for a second or 30 seconds or so. This fried up for about 30 seconds or so. It's starting to turn color slightly. We don't want it to turn super brown, so we're gonna dump our onion and ginger in. This will bring a little water and stuff, so we need that spice. That cumin is fine now. It's not gonna burn now. Get as much of that as I can. Go ahead and stir it up. And while that's starting to cook and do its thing, I'm gonna go ahead and start pressing some ginger into it, or garlic, I mean. Okay, keep pressing all of that in, the rest of this. We're gonna saute that till it gets translucent, and then we're gonna add our spices directly to this without putting any water or anything in it yet. So I think this is pretty good. Let's start with our coriander. We need 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. Try to dump it on top of the stuff and not directly into the oil, in case you're worried about burning it, like I am. 2 teaspoons of that. Half a teaspoon of cayenne. Okay, that doesn't fit.
If it fits, it ships.
This is a half teaspoon. There we go. Then we need 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. I happen to have all the things out today. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. And that's it. And salt. Just go ahead and throw some salt in there. I may have put a little too much, but we got a lot of stuff in here. You just stir this around. Try not to get it all over your kitchen. Okay, I'm gonna get our water. Need a 1/4 cup of water. 1/4 cup to 1/3 of a cup. I'll use a little less. That's about a 1/4 cup. Well, actually, I'm gonna dump the rest of that water. It's pretty, not very wet. We can go ahead and hit cancel on here to turn off it from cooking. And we're gonna lay our spinach in, and then put our chicken on top, and then put the lid on and pressure, and we're done. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this in. And just like put it all in there. I'm just gonna make like a bed of spinach essentially.
Okay.
Since I cut it up fine, it's a little easier to do than if you have whole leaves. It might be a little harder. I don't know.
You don't want to put. You want to push it in there?
Yeah, because you want to be able to fit your chicken, and you may have to push it down in there. It may be too full. We're gonna go ahead and put our chicken on top now. Just lay it over the top. It's gonna like steam essentially, I guess.
I'm gonna go over the top, like so that's
Sure, yeah. Over the top. I'm gonna put a little salt on top of the chicken because I think it needs it. Everything needs salt. I only put a little bit in the bottom with the onions and stuff. Okay. And
What did you do?
Flipped it off my finger to my eye.
Oh, gosh.
So some pepper on top. See, it doesn't looks kind of weird, right?
Yeah, looks like
But-
a salad.
The good old tasty raw chicken salad. Okay.
Looks good to me. Looks good to eat.
Okay, let's put our lid on now.
I don't even have to cook it.
And then we're going to put it on manual pressure for, we're off 42 for the first time ever. You need 8 minutes.
Are you freaking serious?
That's it.
How's chicken within 8 minutes?
Because it's cooking at like 240 degrees.
Oh.
And they're little tiny pieces. Let's do 9 minutes because you're bored me now. So,
What are you here for?
and then that's it. And our rice will be done in like 5 minutes. And then this will take a minute to come to pressure. I'm going to have to add more water to it. Hopefully not.
Okay. So what are we gonna do? Come back?
We'll come back, and we'll see what it looks like.
All right.
We got about 1 minute left on our chicken. I guess while we wait, we can go look at the rice. All that cumin and stuff pulled on top, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix it in. See, our grains are individual though, separated. Oh, there goes our rice or chicken. Looks pretty good to me. It looks cooked. Just trying to mix all the spices in somewhat evenly. Oh, it smells really good. That's good. That's really good. That'll go good. Now, our chicken, we're going to release the pressure. So to do this,
Release the Kraken!
I'm trying to do it without burning myself. So I'm going to use this. It's been about 9 minutes. We did an extra minute. And it's directed towards the cabinet, which I didn't want to do. But that's what happened. Yay. Now we can open it and take a look.
Smells like Indian food.
Oh yeah, definitely. You see all that chicken on the top? It's cooked through. Yeah, it's totally cooked through. Yeah, might add a little too much water, but normally you take all the spinach and you like blend it all up so it makes this really thick like sauce. But this is my version. I've never made it before. I've had it a few times and I really like it. So let's go ahead and put it on. Where's it at? Supposed to saute it for a minute, just to like boil it, bring it to a boil, maybe to thicken it up a little bit. Maybe I could add cornstarch to it and just make this totally not traditional. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna do that. I don't care. I think I added too much water. My spinach had a lot of water in it. I guess it should be a lot thicker looking than that. This is a little hack. See if we can get it to get together. It'll still taste really good, but I want it to be more saucy. So I'm gonna pour a little bit of cornstarch. This is totally not traditional, I assume, but I don't care. Cornstarch in cold water. Make a little slurry. Not at all. I don't know. Maybe it'll end up being super thick. Gross. We'll see. It already looks like it thickened up somewhat. I'm gonna call that good because I'm gonna serve it over rice. It'll be alright. It'll like soak into the rice. It'll be really good. So turn it off. I think we're good.
All right, so we're back in the we're back in the debrief room. We're briefing.
Again.
Briefs. What are we doing? What are we gonna eat? You gonna eat?
I'm starving.
I'm having some tea.
We'll
Got our ginger ale.
I need more of this stuff. I'm glad I brought the Instant Pot in here.
Oh yeah, we got the Instant Pot. He was gonna bring the rice cooker in, but
Oh my god.
what do you think? Is it good?
It's so good.
Really?
Oh, it's hot though. That part was
Spicy or is it
really
hot?
spicy.
So was it a good idea not to put the chili in it?
I think so.
Didn't you say you added salt to it or something?
I had a little more salt. I think it wasn't salty enough, what I had in there. You just have to figure that out when you taste it yourself. I'm gonna put a little more in here.
Okay.
It's like see if you blend that all up, it'd be smooth, but now it's like a kind of like a chunky gravy, I guess.
It's like a chutney,
It's really
right? But just not blended.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I've never made anything like this. I've only made Indian food maybe once or twice.
All right, so you think this is good? This is a good recipe?
Yeah, this is really good.
Oh gosh,
what
we're
is
fighting.
going on?
Things are happening here. I don't know. I'm trying to get comfortable and I can't do it. It's all right. So, do you know the origin of this dish? Where did this come from?
Not really.
Okay.
I just woke up and really wanted to make this.
Like, where have you had this before? Like anything?
I've had Saag a couple times. One time with lamb. It was like the first time I ever had it. It was like one of the best things I've ever eaten, I think. Indian food, it was like the best Indian thing I've ever eaten. And I don't know. I've been thinking back, wanting to make that. I don't know how to make lamb. So I just tried chicken because chicken's easy to make. And this is really good. I'm going to make this again.
Yeah.
Maybe actually get an immersion blender and blend it up. Because there's like big chunks of ginger in here that you can see, those big yellow pieces. That's
But you
ginger.
you can do it like this is like rustic style.
Yeah, you can do it like this. I mean, like, I assume this has been around for hundreds of years. They didn't have an immersion blender in India 100 years ago.
I don't know, maybe they did. All right, so that's why you chose this, because you woke up and you're like, I would like to have some Saag.
I was trying to find, last night I was trying to find stuff. I thought about, I don't know, looking for inspiration of what to make. When I saw some Indian recipe or some like Indian food, I think I was looking on YouTube actually. I was like, I want that right now. They weren't making Saag, but they were making something that looked like Saag. And I was like, I really want that today. So this is what happened. And there's a lot of extra water in there. That's from the juice from the stuff because I didn't blend it up. So it's a little watery and I put a little too much extra water. But it like soaks into this rice. This rice is just soaking it all up. So it's like delicious.
All right, so then difficulty. How difficult is this?
This was super, this is like easy. I'd say this is easy. Like there's like really nothing you can mess up in this. Like since it's in the pressure cooker, just make sure your pressure cooker's together correctly. And make sure you have a little bit of...
Make sure the ring inside of it works, right?
Yeah, ours is starting to come undone and like warp.
I feel like that was designed that way on purpose to get us to buy more crap from them. It's like a razor blade scenario. Cost.
Oh, this was cheap. It was really cheap.
It's cheap if you have the spices, I would assume, right?
Mm-hmm.
The spices could cost a little bit if you get them, depending on what store you get it from.
And depending on where you live, it may be harder to find these kind of spices.
Or, I mean, if your local
Or you can
grocery
buy
store
them
doesn't
online.
have it, just go online. Because we use these spices a lot, so we just get gigantic bags from a website that sells
We're just gonna say their name.
tree products.
I'm just gonna say their name. Like if they tell us,
Yeah, we buy a lot of our stuff in gigantic quantities from nuts.com. because they don't have everything, but they have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they do.
And their branding's done by Pentagram, so I'm a fan. So if you had to buy you use cayenne and you use turmeric and
turmeric. Those you can usually find those at all grocery stores, at least cayenne, and at least in America.
But if you had you'd have to buy those too. But overall, it was like $5. That's how much he's got left. I'd say it's enough to eat like maybe
two more times,
2 or 3
two
more
big
times.
portions. I didn't get that much chicken in mine, so I'll make it a little extra.
Yeah.
I've actually scooped out of this like 3 more times since
Yeah,
we filmed this.
he has been doing that. So maybe there's about 4 portions in there or so.
Yeah, about a quarter pound of chicken per person, maybe.
How much rice did you have left?
A lot.
What do you think about the rice? Because it was interesting because it's much different than what I normally do
Really
for
good.
rice.
It's really good. Like I'm gonna make this again. This rice like this.
No, wait. Special type of rice is basmati
This
rice.
basmati.
Right?
See how much longer it looks than it's like super long.
Yeah.
It has like a fragrance too.
So you don't have to use basmati, but
No, you can use any
it's
kind of
different.
rice you want, but I want to try basmati. I've had it like at the Indian places. I've never actually made it though. I think it's really good. It's like ginger. It's like jasmine rice, but not as floral. It's somewhat
Yeah.
like that though.
So substitutions wise, is there anything else you could do differently? You're saying you could do different rice. You could have bagged spinach.
Yep.
You
You guys use different greens. You could do mustard greens. You could do like any softer salad type green would work in this.
Huh.
I mean, I wouldn't use romaine or something, but I mean, you could, I guess. People cook
Wait,
lettuce.
I don't know about that.
I mean, people
I guess
cook
you could,
lettuce
yeah.
in
Yeah,
China. They do.
I guess so. Okay. What about other than chicken? You use something different?
You
or
can use
chicken
different
pretty good?
meat. Yeah, you could even do potatoes. To do the potatoes, they recommend you to like either steam them separately, or you can steam them at the same time in the pressure cooker, and then take them out, and then blend all the stuff up, and then put the potatoes in.
Would you make this again? That's what I would.
Yeah,
rate.
definitely. I'm gonna make this
Okay.
again. I want to try it with different stuff. But I want to do the potato one too, because I thought potatoes in this would be like amazing. 'Cause potatoes like absorb everything, you know. So
All right. So, anything else you want to add about this dish? How much we got left? We talked about that. and
yeah, this
everything.
is like try this sometime. This is delicious. It's super easy to make, and it makes a decent amount, and it's fast.
I was surprised it took so little time to make.
Yeah, super quick, and it's delicious. And I think it'll get even better sitting in the fridge because this kind of stuff with all these spices in it like this
Oh,
just gets even better when it sits.
what about you added cornstarch? Forgot to talk about that.
Yeah, I added cornstarch and water because mine wasn't as thick. Because I think I added a little too much water when I put the water in after we deglazed the pan when we deglazed it.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't blend all the spinach together. When you blend the spinach and all this stuff after you cook it together, without the chicken, you remove the chicken, it'll make it like, it kind of thickens. It's got like a little thickening thing going on. The spinach like has a thickening power.
Okay.
But since I left it whole, it didn't do that.
So you add a little bit less water next time, and then. But if this happens, you could do the cornstarch.
Yeah.
And just thicken it up.
Yeah, maybe not err on like the cautious side, don't do a ton or you get something gloopy. But you want something really gloopy, you know.
No, but like how much for this recipe? How much water did you add next time instead of what you did?
I did like a third of a cup. I would do a quarter or less because a lot of that stuff released a lot of water. I think my spinach wasn't totally dry either after I washed it, so it released a lot of water as well.
Okay.
But all that excess water is there because I need to put more rice in here and it would soak it all up. But I think it works fine. If you want it to be thicker, yeah, you can do what I just mentioned.
Okay. All right. So that was chicken saag with, what is it, cumin rice? Is that what you call it?
Yep.
Okay. Chicken saag with cumin rice. No matter what kind of food you like, I'm pretty sure that we have something that you'll like. So go check out the other videos and let us know what you want us to make next.
Yeah. You have any suggestions for anything that we haven't covered, or if we have covered and you want us to do something different, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yep. So
As long as it's not crazy.
any of you want to... It could be crazy. I don't know.
Not crazy expensive.
Oh,
you're
crazy expensive.
That you're gonna pay for.
You're going to send stuff in the mail? Yeah, maybe. I
But
don't
I'm
know.
not. I take meat from, but as well.
If any
And
butchers want to sponsor this show,
send it to our PO
let
box.
us know.
Actually, that'd be disgusting. Do not send meat in the mail.
Send us the meat in the mail, yeah, in a P.O. box. I don't know about that.
COD. Check on delivery.
Oh my gosh. I'm not paying for it if you send me meat in the mail and I have to pay for it. I'm
I don't
sorry.
think people
I'm
do
not
that.
doing
I don't
that.
think you can do that
It's
anymore.
freaking weird.
I don't think they let them do that.
No,
People would do that all
It's
the
like
time.
buy my meat.
I'm like the guy from Friday. I got meat.
That's what it's like. No. Where'd you get that meat from? Don't worry about it. Or I got cheese. No, that's what he was selling cheese, wasn't he? What
He
did
had meat. He had meat in the back of the trunk too.
I forgot. I thought
guess
it was
he did.
cheese. I don't remember what it was.
He had both, I think.
Okay.
Maybe it was cheese.
Was he the guy that kept stealing stuff?
He was a crackhead.
Yeah, the guy with that went in and he like tried to hurt himself, but all he wanted was a 40.
Yeah,
Like he slipped and
yeah,
fell.
I think so.
And then he ended up stealing the 40 anyway because they wanted him to get out.
I think it was the same guy.
That's a good scam. Maybe you can get some meat that way. I don't know. Anyway, all right. This is a long outro. Go check out our other videos. We got all kinds of stuff. We got meatitarian stuff. We got vegetarian stuff. We've got Tex-Mex, Asian. Tex-Mex is Asian. That's pretty much it. I don't know. We
got Southern. We did chicken fried steak.
That's right. I forgot we did chicken fried steak last week. What else do we have? We have pizza.
Mexican Tex-Mex.
Mexican Tex-Mex. We have, vegetarian versions and meatitarian versions. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right.
Good.
Make this one. I think you'll like it. It looked really good.
I'm definitely making it again.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty epic dish.
Very easy weeknight, school night type of food.
It's a school night food.
Like under 30 minutes, you got a meal. Like
yeah, and it looked like it feed a normal family or just us by ourselves in one meal.
I am a normal family.
I ate your normal family. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. Let's see you guys in the next video.
See ya.
All right.
I'm gonna put this stuff up.
Whew, whew. Is it hot in here or is it just food dudes? I don't know. Those food dudes sure are dreamy. Oh, you should really check this other food dudes.
Oh my god, no.
Ooh, it's so hot in here. Oh Lord.